Hey everybody, I'm Anthony.
I'm Rob.
And we're the Meeple People. Today we're going to do an unboxing video for Great Western Trail. This game was put out by Stronghold Games, New Jersey, represent. Also put out Terraforming Mars, probably one of the best games of 2016.
Real good game.
So, in this game, you're going to be traversing to the west, trying to bring your cattle with you to the great state of Kansas.
From Texas to Kansas City. Good old-fashioned
And
Great Western Trail.
we're going to see how you get there.
What does the journey hold?
Hopefully not dysentery.
Yeah.
So right on the
No
top
snake
we
bites on this
have
one.
our game board. Let's see this.
It is huge.
Ooh, look at that artwork on the back. It's nice. But yes, it is.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. But it's very colorful, very detailed. Everything you'd expect from Stronghold. You have a nice little railroad, and yeah, this is a really nice game board.
Yeah, it's a
Very
really nice.
game board. Let's put this back over here.
Now we got the punch outs, as every game has.
The best.
The money. All the monies, pennies and nickels, basically.
These are going to replace... These are going to be put onto your character sheets. We're going to get into that in a bit.
And these are locations. I
These
think,
are the locations that go onto the board. If
Maybe.
you can see over here.
More locations. And,
More locations. Got some money. Over here, we have Indian tribes. You'll be trading with them in the game. The hands show if you have to stop, if you can't, on certain places on the Great Western Trail. Money, more locations that go onto the trail. I just popped that out. Whoops.
These are your little kind of, I guess, helper people that you can hire along the way. You can use them to do jobs, build certain settlements, as you saw before, have like a certain number of people that you have to make them, which makes sense. So cowboys, workers, and I forget the other one. I forget the other name.
The other one is, if we go into the rule book, the cowboys, the craftsmen, and the engineers.
Engineer, yep.
Cards.
The cattle.
These are cattle. There are Jersey cattle in this game because New Jersey is the greatest state.
So the deck. The random.
So these are little, these are personal quests that you're going to be doing throughout the game. If you complete it, you get this many points. If you don't complete it, you lose this many points.
Little scorebook, because it's one of those
It's one of those
games where you have a bunch of different sources that give you a bunch of different types of points. Like, you know, what cattle you start out with, what cattle gets to Kansas City, what you trade, how many workers you have, what kind of settlements you have, all those different types of points you record here. So, and then a whole thing of little baggies, which is the greatest thing of all time. The greatest thing of all time.
Yes. Oh my god. Look at this. Oh.
It's better than actual money, I think.
This is worth buying the game.
This is, what is it? $80 in baggies. That's what this is.
$60
$60
in
in
baggies.
baggies. I was like, that's not right.
Poor people want to buy this too, Rob.
These are our little...
You got a little choo-choo train.
Little cowboys.
Our little cowboy meeples.
Meeple cowboys. Meeple boys. 3 different colors, or... Right? Yeah. Red, yellow, blue, white, 4 different colors, because I can't count.
It's a 4-player game, Rob.
Yeah. These are for placement on the board. Tell you what actions you're doing, and the people you move around on the track.
Then the last thing we have are the character sheets. So, your character sheet's going to show you the 3 things you can do on your turn. A, B, and C. A is how many cowboys you can move. And then you get a +1 here and a +1 here. These are going to be covered with the chips that come in the token bag. Then we have the locations on the board. You can place on your turn. You can place a new location, but it has to be adjacent to a location that's already on the board.
Yep.
So you can't just put things sporadically, and it has to link up to
And there are starting locations that are around this track.
Yeah, the starting locations, they're going to be labeled by the alphabet. So when you first play the game, you can set it up that way, and that's the easiest setup for the game.
Space A, Space B, Space C.
Then also you have your cards. So those are the 3 phases that you have in the game. You're also going to have tokens on these spots as well. And when you remove it, you can perform those actions when you do.
And this little space, or this huge space that encompasses most of the board, is how many of what kind of worker that you have. Basically, you track them, and as you go up, the more of any individual type of worker. They're like resources and other, like, I guess, Forex strategy games is the best way to call it. The more you have, the better you are at that particular thing, and at the end of the game, they're also worth their own type of victory points. So,
also, whenever you place one on here, if there's a little note on here, like here it says you can pitch a card, and then you can move your cube down 1. Your cube is over here. This gives you, it's basically like merit in a way. Mm-hmm. The last 2 sections are going to be unlocked. You can unlock them by performing certain actions. But these also go towards your victory points near the end of the game.
Yeah, they start out covered up by markers that you can remove through other means in the game. So, it's actually... it's actually a fairly easy game for the amount of stuff that's in it. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of stuff, but when you spread it all out... There's
a lot of components in this game, but
it takes up a lot of space.
As Rob is saying, it's not a hard game. It's fairly simple to get the grasp of. It one playthrough, and then it'll be like clockwork for you.
Some games of this style can take like 2, 3, 4 different types of playing, and you play it wrong the first time, you play it wrong the second time, finally by the third time you're like, I think we're okay now. This game probably somewhere in the first game.
Jersey Cow. Just wanted to point that out because it's important for them to know.
All the different cows.
The Dutch Belt, the Guernsey, the Black Angus. It's that good beef. And I think this is it.
Literally a game about being
the Holstein.
Literally a game about being a cowboy. You're a guy that takes your cows from one place to another. So
that is the whole game.
That's the whole game. Getting your cows from Texas to Kansas City, and using, if I may say so, the most convoluted, humanly possible track to get as many ridiculous things to happen before you actually get there as humanly possible.
But it's fun, and we're happy the track is convoluted, because if it weren't, this game wouldn't be as good as it is.
Nobody wants to travel in a straight line.
No, that's boring. This is...
But
that's basically it. There's not much else to cover. Typically, like, you get a heavy game like this. It is a heavy game. It might not look it. Yeah, it's
it
fairly
doesn't seem
heavy.
Like it. How fast? Some of the heavier games, like you were saying before, you take out like an infinite number of pieces, the little wooden cubes, all the little punch outs. Everyone has a board that's like 3 times the size of any of these. This game, it's technically
compact.
The same genre, but
it's compact.
Much easier.
But then you look at the fact that they had Terraforming Mars come out around the same time as this game, and Terraforming Mars is heavy. Lightbox, really heavy game.
These games are going to take this one. I don't think it's quite as long of a duration of game time.
No, I don't think it's as long as Terraforming at all. Terraforming Mars will take, if you're playing with the max amount of people, you're going to sit there for almost 2 hours playing.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, is shorter than a lot of other games.
Yeah, but it's also in that 2 hours you're going to be having a great time. And this game, it's probably going to be 1 hour, and you're probably going to have a better time because of the simplicity of it.
It's solid, and it flows, and you have an infinite number of different actions, which is always fun with these games. You're never sitting there like, oh, I guess I have only 2 gold. I'm not going to do anything this turn. There's always something you can do. So.
That's the best part about this game, is because you have these 3 actions, and you do them in order. Even if you know you're not going to be able to really do one, there's always going to be something you can do on your turn that's going to help you out at the end to get the most points in the game.
Sometimes it's sad. Sometimes you got to move your guy to like a place and then trade out your favorite cow. But,
sometimes you got to trade your cow, which not the best, but also you can get to you can get to where the Indians are, and you can trade with the Indians because we were good to them. Yeah. So that's it.
That's basically it for this game.
Simple, great game. Like I said, Stronghold Games always puts out great stuff.
Solid.
Pick it up. There was an issue getting this game because it was very popular and there was a short print run, but it looks
Only
to be
recently that has this.
it's back on shelves now. You can pick it up at your local game store, even online. Some retailers have it, but highly recommend it. Pick it up. Great game. That being said, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Rob.
And we're the Meeple People, signing out.